All right, everybody, we are back in the garage working on the Maverick R. So today we are installing the EVO rising rate fuel pump assembly, the whole shebang. So I want to be on E85. It's a lot cheaper than 110 and you can make more power. So I started pulling things apart just because I was curious how I could do it with this cage, because having a cage in the way is going to make this a little bit more interesting. But doing a little bit of an unboxing for EVO stuff. What's crazy though is I ordered this yesterday and EVO Sam had it here today. I told her I had a race next week I wanted to get to. Brianna's gonna be racing the Maverick R, so she overnighted it, and here we go. So let's see all of the fun stuff that's in here. All right, so inside the box, got your hose for your vacuum line. That's gonna go to the back, your wiring kit, all your little goodies that you're going to need on the top, and then star of the show. So that is going to basically be a direct swap out. So should be sweet. So now I am going to start figuring out what to take apart, and I will be filming as we go. But basically these things come off, you don't need anything. If the handle on that, slide it up. This is just for little pop things, snap joints, whatever they're called, I don't know. So those just go right there. So that part's easy. But now I am going to start taking apart the rest. That's going to require tools, so I'm going to get all my tools set out. As you can see, my workbench, aka my looks like somebody had ice cream. My workbench, or my freezer, is still covered in tools and crap from when we did the Polaris clutch kit, which that video will be out by the time this one's out, so you can see all my junk. So I'm going to clean that up, get the tools out, and we'll get rolling. All right, workbench is ready. I am now doing this on my phone because I had two fully charged GoPro batteries and they died. So apparently they weren't fully charged, so got that. But I jumped ahead a little bit. I pulled this off, and I'll go show you. You saw the other two pieces I pulled off, but I pulled off two more pieces, this and this. But where that is, there's just one little thing right here, and that's for that little side piece. And then the other one, it's got 4 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it still has to pop up out. And then while I was at it, I decided to pull the seat out so I can run the line. So that is what I'm working on right now. If you do not have one of these tools, then these that EVO sent will not work unless you have a way to crimp it. But so thankfully I bought one of those, Harbor Freight. So now what I am doing is I pulled a lot of extra of this through here, which I'll pull back in a minute, but I did that because I forgot to crimp the end. So pull it all through there, crimped it. Now I'm going to put this inside. Let's see, that little right there. So the EVO charge tubes come with the port on it already, basically. So all you have to do is plug in the little 90 elbow for the vacuum line that they gave you and hook it up. So I'm going to do that. There's not really a way to film that with my phone, and my GoPro's dead. So I'm just going to go in, put this on there, crimp it all down, and then show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, got it done. Actually, it was super easy. Had my little handy dandy box there I was able to sit on. And then, get it right out here. I was able just to get it on, crimp it down. And now I'm just gonna figure out how to secure that hose. I mean, it's pretty far away from anything, but I'm gonna get it up on the other side of the intake and figure out how to secure it nice. I'll probably do like a zip tie with a hole in it, and maybe just get a little tiny screw and mount it to the firewall right there. So going to work on that, but next, I'll do that when I'm closer to being done. Now, I gotta run the hose. I gotta finish running through there, up behind there, and then up to the fuel pump assembly. So now I'm gonna get started on that, and I'll show you kind of where I zip tied on the inside, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do on here. But we'll be right back. You're not gonna see any difference. So on to the next spot right here. All right, got the line routed. So what I did is I just zip tied it a couple times in here. It's hard to get in here with the phone. Also, make sure you are behind or underneath this, because that will pinch up against this plastic right here. So line goes underneath it. I think the hardest part about the whole install, that was all easy, getting it through there. Getting it up underneath there, you kind of come up underneath here and then up behind this to right in there. Can't really see very well. That was the hardest part. Now, it wasn't hard. It only took about 2 minutes, but everything else was super simple. So that is about the hardest part. So now I am going to take off this, undo that. So basically unplug that, take that off, and then I can twist this off. And I'm hoping there's enough room between the glass and that to get that out. All right, to get this off, in case you didn't know, so don't. That little clip right there, you just slide it back. Right now, do it with one hand. Anyways, don't wait for it because I just closed it. There we go. Slide it back, and then this will come right off. This one, I'm going to get down in here with a handy dandy little tool. Much easier to do this with 2 hands. Pull that. That's the safety clip. All right, so after you get, it's so hard to do this with this glass windshield. After you get the blue clip off, press down, and there's a little button on the back side right here. So you press down, press that button, fuel line comes right off. So there's that. Now what you do have to watch for, also see that arrow? That has to line up here. So make sure that arrow, when you're all done, lines up there, or else your float is going to be off and it's not going to read right. So that's done. I'm going to move things around. Let's see if I can get this fuel pump assembly out of here with the glass on. Also, after I got the fuel line off, I started eating, but you guys need to see this. This, a corn cup, 2 different types of Doritos with crazy corn, elote, and then a taco, carnitas taco, some fries, and then just this fantastic burger. This is all from a place called Tropical Paradise. Get on their Facebook. If you're close in East Idaho, you need to have his food. Isaiah is at our events, so he'll be in Idaho at UTV Invasion St. Anthony. We'll be out at the Sandbox the 28th through the 2nd. I should know this, but I don't. I'll put the date right here. And he'll be out there selling tacos and all of this good stuff. But this is called the Cowboy Burger. And wow, it's super good. This is a brand new thing he's doing, so got to try it. But back to the install. All right. Got that off. That sucked. This is spring loaded, so I can get it off. It will shoot. I had to use that and that to kind of wedge and push on this big ass thing. I could not do it by hand, but as you can see right there, broke that off. And that one, trying to get it. But that is off. So now I'm going to try and finagle this out of here. If not, then I can just take off the tins around this and the windshield will come off. But I'd rather not. That's just an extra 5 minutes of work. But see if I can pull it out. If so, great. Then I can just drop the new one in. So I'm going to get to work on that, because then this guy goes right in. And we have success. It did come out. Kind of a pain in the butt, and I made a mess. So now I got to siphon all of the 110 out, put it back in there. So thankfully I have an awesome neighbor, Brad. Let me borrow a siphon. So we're going to do that. I'm going to get all of the race fuel out of there, and then at that point I'm going to get the fuel pump and start putting it in there. So no reason to watch that because there's not a whole lot going on. I'm just going to hook my drill up, pull fuel out. All right, thank you to the siphon. All of that, that's almost full. I had a lot left in there, 110, but got it in. Got that hooked back up, got away. It's kind of fun. So there's a seal that goes around this that comes with the lid. You gotta put that on, then it slides down right inside and makes a seal. That was a little bit tricky for a minute, getting that in there. But once I got it down, made sure I was lined up with that, and you can kind of see it. Make sure the arrow was lined up. That arrow and that. That way the float is in the right spot. And now, the next step is going to be the harness. So this plugs in to the factory stuff, but you also run wire underneath to your bus bar for power. So I'm going to run that real quick and plug everything in, and I'll show you how I got the wire underneath. It's just going to route right underneath that, and then we will land our wires there and there. So super simple. Now to get that done. All right, we are taking a little bit of a break. We have to go get ethanol. I am not prepared. I had no ethanol in the garage. I should have went and done that earlier today, but honestly I wasn't expecting to do this tonight. However, some friends called. They want to go riding tomorrow, and I want to see where the Mav R compares to the 110 tune and the E85 tune. So Alex from Ibex will be out riding again, and I have a video which you guys will have seen in a previous video I put out that has me racing William in his compound turbo X3 on like 30 pounds or something like that, and then Alex in his Pro R on 9 pounds, and he didn't beat me that bad. It was actually pretty close. So I want to do that again and see where it compares. So headed to get ethanol. We're going to put ethanol in it, and then we're going to plug in the code shooter, do the update. I'll show you how to do that. And then at that point, we're going to pressurize the system, see if there's any leaks, and if not, we're going to start it. All right, that is why I really wanted to go E85. Obviously, it runs cooler, but it is so much cheaper than 110. So, got a big chunk, 27 gallons. That should last a couple weeks. So, gonna get it loaded up and go start the Maverick. So, you will see us once I get back and get it started. All right, so fuel pump is installed. Everything is done. I actually have it on and primed right now. I filled it full of fuel just to make sure that there was no leaks. Everything is dry. I mounted the relay right here on EVP's website. They tell you to do the same thing, but you drill a hole, you have a bolt and a nut that you put in there. This was easier for me. I still have the other stuff. Maybe one day I'll do it, but that's done. Everything's mounted. We have 0 leaks anywhere, and we've got about 5 gallons of E85 in it. So while we wait for EVO to get me the tunes on the code shooter, I'm going to put all this back together, and then it will be time to start it. I don't think that's going to happen till the morning. I told Ristal not to wake anybody up or bug anybody, because obviously it's after hours and that would be pretty messed up. I said it's not that big of a priority. I just asked him if he had pull on his end to do anything. I didn't know if he has computer skills, but in the morning we'll have the tunes, then we can start this thing. Maybe tonight, I don't know, we'll see. So I'm going to put it back together, and then the next time we come back, we will be starting it. All right, and Ristal came through like he always does. He was able to get the tunes loaded. So as you can see, I've got all of the X85 stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the Rising Rate X85 DCT bang, because it's kind of cool to hear the bang. So you can see that. I'm just going to click on it and go for it. So now it's going to tune, and while I do that, I had all the plastics put back together and forgot to put the brace that goes over the fuel pump. So now while this is tuning, I'm going to go do all that, and then I will be back as soon as it's done, and we'll see if she starts. Flashing done. So let's see if she starts. Like duty for a minute while it gets all the 110 out of the fuel line and ethanol gets in there, but So, some of you may have caught that when I put the tune on, I didn't put all of the stuff on here I was supposed to. I forgot launch control. So there's so many different tunes. I just wasn't reading. I just did the DCT, bang, rising rate. I forgot the ALC, the active launch control. So now it has got all of it. So it's got E85, ALC, DCT, bang, and rising. So it's got everything. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the launch control. So you just press down on that, and then you press the gas. And let's get it to there, and then let go. And now launch control is set at 43 or 4400, whatever I put it at. So we are good to go. Start it. Smooth as butter. All right, well, we are ready to go riding tomorrow. So I'm going out with Ibex guys again. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to race Alex in his Pro R. Haven't put it on 9 pounds exactly how it was when I raced him last time. Yesterday? 2 days ago, whenever it was, when I was on 110. That way we can see the difference, see how much different it will be. I'm hoping there is a stock Maverick out there, stock Maverick R, that we can race just to see. Like, I'd just like to get it on film just to see how big of a difference from bone stock to X85 Max stock turbo tune. So we'll see what we can find. I'm hoping somebody's out there with it, but we've got a few other cars that'll be out there. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe Saturday. I know Nate will be out there in his X3. He's got an FP Green turbo on 30 pounds. Runs pretty good, so we'll see what we can do against that. And I know a lot about X3s. I know how fast they are. I don't know a lot about this car, so I just like to see where it falls in line. And as of right now, though, this thing is a blast. So I'm going to end the video here. All the stuff, all the riding we're going to do tomorrow, I'll have another video out with that, so you can look forward to seeing what this does against other cars. That's kind of what my weekend is going to be, just how many cars I can race this against, just to see where it stacks up. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked what you saw, like, subscribe. I know recently we've been slacking on putting videos out, but we're back in at 100%, so should have a lot of good content for you. And again, thank you.